But that's
But one model doesn't fit every individual.
correct.
And that's, I think, what people forget. You don't, I mean, all of us have different talents and different ways of achieving things. You can't put people in slots. That's what they're trying to do.
Right.
Like me, with my disability, I've tried working a community job, and it don't work.
Right.
Because those employers expect you to work at their rate, and it just don't fit. And that's why you need a place like opportunities for these people to come and work at their pace.
And you need to set it.
I'll give you
that
one
it's
example.
successful. Because if you set it too high and they don't succeed, then you're going backwards and it takes a long time to build back to the.
Could you
person
walk-
who feels better.
Walk in our shoes with our disabilities for one day and try to get up every morning to come into work. It's not easy having my disability.
Could you do what we do every day? Could you be out there busting your butt out on the work floor, doing what we're doing every day?
Probably not. I'm already tired just thinking about the two jobs that you're doing.
I'm just getting here about everything.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I get and I appreciate all of that, but all of the discussion
Yeah,
where we're going with it, and I think that as I mentioned before, it's unfortunate that there were a few bad apples, which then led to everything being scrutinized and looked at, and that's what happens. We as a society, that's what we do. We see something negative and we think, ooh, this is happening all across the board, so us advocates and everybody else is going to jump on top of it and start flipping through all the pages and seeing where everybody's at. And that's what happens. And then, it becomes an image problem, and that we tend to focus on all of the negative. We're not focusing on, and I shared that.
We're not focusing on the positives.
Right.
There's a lot
And
more
the good stuff that
positives
people
that
are
come out of
doing.
here.
Right.
There's a lot more positives that come out of here than
Right.
just going what dollars and cents or whatever you see from the top
Right.
down. You're not seeing the whole deal.
Right. Right.
Do we have any other questions from
Plain and
anyone?
simple.
My watch
Yes.
stopped, so
Oh,
I watched at 6 o'clock.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Groundhog Day.
Sure.
What advocacy group of parents call if they need help now? You're only going to limit, your.
Right. We're still going to be providing information or referral. I mean, we're still going to continue to advocate and look at employment, housing, special education, all of those issues. It's just how we handle those calls. For example, instead of going to meetings with everybody and going to that, we're going to put together a self-advocacy toolkit to provide to and really encourage parents and family members to really advocate for themselves instead of continuously going to the meetings and sitting next to them, because we don't have the resources to do all of that.
We do advocate for ourselves, but sometimes you need somebody else.
Right, and in those situations, we'll really look at it. But too often we just kind of, as the call comes in, say, yes, we're going to take this issue and run with it, and not really thinking, is there another group out there that's doing the same thing that has that specialty in that area? For example, the independent living centers, the arts, and all those different groups. Are we duplicating what they're doing? So let's stop that duplication and really see how we can collaborate a little bit more. But we're still going to provide, we're still going to be looking at abuse and neglect. We're still going to be looking at employment. So sorry.
So still calling.
Still call us. The Family Care Ombudsman Program, the SSI Managed Care, Education, Abuse and Neglect. All of those things are still going to be going forward. And
I think what we ask, and I think I can speak for the group, we are just really hoping that DRW takes a stand for all people with disabilities, not only the people that the advocates are pushing in one form. And I think sometimes we've kind of seen that in some of the articles where DRW is taking a very strong stance against our center-based services. And you know, and I think I don't see that as a role of DRW to take a stance against the services that we all value as well. So I think, you know, what I ask of you as the director of that wonderful organization, because it is truly a wonderful organization, is to just have your team also have an open mind that people have choice, and this might be one of them.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, you know, and where I come from in Michigan, that's one of the things, is I was working very closely with everybody, so absolutely, I think that we need to recognize that. And, you know, just be assured that if there is something that DRW is planning to do, I'll certainly give you guys a heads up so you can, you know, if it's looking at something with wage or, you know, we are meeting with the department to really standardize those application process. And to avoid that, I don't think it's going to have a negative effect, but I'll certainly follow up and keep you guys in the loop on that.
And we don't have any problem with following a standardized process. We're used to that. We have a federal, we have a state.
I'm all about being transparent.
Right, we have no problem with that.
What we like though is we like to be engaged in that conversation with the state regulators and not after the fact.
Yes. Good point.
That always helps. In fact, we always go back to DVR and issue a rule and we say to the DVR, we say, you know, if you'd asked us, we might have done this or that or the other thing a little bit differently.
Right.
Now it's too late. So now we're stuck with a problem. So eventually they come around and oftentimes they make adjustments, but it's better to talk with people beforehand than after the fact.
All right, well, we thank Tom for coming. I think it was lively discussion. Opportunities and really the impassioned families that we have here that really are about choice. And I think that at the end of the day, we can all agree that that's why we're all here. So,
Absolutely.
definitely.
One thing, do you have a website
Yes.
that publishes, that tells what direction you're going in, what your proposals are, that people can speak to it before you do anything, and it comes out in final format?
Yes, we have a website, disabilityrightswi.org.
Okay.
We also have Facebook. We're always looking for input on our priorities, so you don't have to wait until we develop something. It's a year-round process that we look at, you know, the issues that we're going to be taking. When we do put our proposals together, we do place them on our website and make notice on the Facebook page for people to have a copy of those.
Is this only on Facebook?
Our website.
Okay, so you're in two places.
We're in two
You don't
places.
have to participate in Facebook.
Correct. You can go to our website and under advocacy and issues, you can find it right there. Also, one of the things that I'm really looking at is, you know, do we need to maybe perhaps do a newsletter? You know, it's currently here that we decided to have a newsletter to update people on some of the issues that we're taking, to really talk about, you know, our policy stance and our priorities. And so I'm trying to figure out how we can incorporate a newsletter into the organization.
Wouldn't it be best to do with a group like these people, and they can then send the information out? They know who needs the information, as opposed to just sending it.
Yeah, as long again, it has to be targeted, I agree.
You know, that happens a lot, despite the fact that we may have had some disagreements. Whenever Lisa Mills and Pathways had a training opportunity, I always send it out to all of our members. So, you know, we can be in disagreement, but still cooperate.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.